Today we're talking about something I see every single storm season, and unfortunately something that costs homeowners thousands of dollars if they get it wrong. This podcast is episode 11 of the Happy Homeowners Hub Podcast. This episode is called The 5 Most Expensive Mistakes Homeowners Make After a Severe Storm and How to Avoid Them. And when I say expensive, I'm not talking about a few $100s. I'm talking about mistakes that can turn a manageable claim into a financial headache, a delayed repair, or in some cases, a denied claim. I've inspected thousands of storm damage homes over the years, and the patterns are surprisingly consistent. Different homeowners, similar damage, the same mistake. Welcome to the Happy Homeowners Hub Podcast, where we share real-life stories and break down the lessons, mistakes, and wins that can save you time, money, and stress when navigating property claims, buying your first home, selling your home by owner, and keeping up with home maintenance. I am your host, Fred Turner, and each week I'll help guide you through these 4 topics so you can become a happy homeowner with no regrets. Let's get into it, shall we? Mistake number 1, waiting too long to document the claim. One of the biggest mistakes homeowners make after a storm is assuming the storm damage will be obvious later. Here's the problem. Storm damage doesn't always announce itself loudly. Sometimes it whispers. A missing shingle today becomes a roof leak 3 months from now. By then, the insurance company may determine the damage appears to be wear and tear and not storm related. Here is a real-life example I call the delayed claim. I inspected a home where the homeowner waited almost 4 months to call in their claim. The storm absolutely caused the damage, but by the time the claim was filed, several shingles had sealed back down after the storm. The lifted shingles were no longer a visible issue, and the customer did not take photos of the issue immediately after the storm. When the adjuster arrived, the roof looked fine. He could not see any shingle issues. From the adjuster's perspective, the storm damage was questionable and no visible signs were observed. That claim went from a likely approval to a denial, simply because the proper claim documentation didn't happen immediately after the storm. How to avoid this mistake? Document the damage immediately. Photos, videos, notes, and dates. Even if you're unsure whether you're going to file a claim or not, documenting early keeps your options open. Mistake number 2. Letting the first person on your roof control the narrative. After a storm, it feels like contractors appear out of thin air. They can swarm like bees. Your doorbell rings. Your phone rings. Your coworker suddenly knows a roofing guy that can help you out. The mistake here is letting the first inspection define the story of your damage. Here's another real-life example I call, No You Don't, Yes You Do. I once inspected a home where a previous contractor told the homeowner, You have no damage, don't worry about it. 2 weeks later, after the customer asked his agent for a referral, I showed up and was able to clearly show the customer with the photos I had taken of his roof that he did in fact have hail damage across multiple slopes. The first opinion almost cost the homeowner a full roof replacement. Storm damage is not a yes or no situation. It requires a trained eye, proper documentation, and patience. The hail damage must also be tied to a known hailstorm in the area. Keep this in mind. Typically, damaging hail is 3/4 of an inch or larger in size. How do you avoid this mistake? Get a professional opinion from someone experienced in storm damage assessment and documentation. One inspection is not always enough. Just like when you go to the doctor, you can get a second opinion. Also, you can get a good referral for a reputable contractor from your insurance agent. Here is one thing a homeowner can do to verify if they have hail damage to their home. Look at the soft metals on your home. Look at the downspouts, the gutters, the fascia, and the AC unit condenser fins, where the air intake is, especially the elevations that face the direction of where the storm came from. It can be from the west, southwest, or northwest typically. If you see hail damage to the soft metals of your home, that can help verify that there was storm damage in your area. Here's something good for homeowners to know. In some states, metal roofs are not covered for hail dents. That's considered cosmetic damage. Only if the hail damage actually creates a hole in the roof or causes a seam to come apart will the damage be covered. In order for hail dents to be covered on a metal roof in these states, you will need to have an additional metal roof endorsement. This is the case here in Illinois. I do see this issue with farms that have multiple buildings with very large metal roofs. Mistake number 3, making temporary repairs the wrong way. Temporary repairs are important, but doing them incorrectly can backfire. I'm all for stopping active leaks when necessary. What I'm against is permanently altering the damage before it's properly documented. Duct tape, spray foam, random tar patches, or full repairs before the claim is reviewed and documented can create problems and severely reduce your claim payout. Here is another real-life example for you related to improper temporary repairs. A homeowner once replaced several damaged shingles himself right after a storm, and before the adjuster came out. His heart was in the right place, but the evidence was removed and no previous photos of the damaged shingles were taken, showing that they were damaged by this specific storm. The insurance adjuster acknowledged that some roof damage may have occurred, but reduced the repair scope to only minor damages because the key areas of the roof had already been repaired and there was no evidence of the actual shingle damage from the storm. Without photos of the damaged shingles, the evidence was discarded. That decision cost the homeowner hundreds out of his own pocket. How do you avoid this mistake? Only make temporary repairs necessary to prevent further damage from your home, and document everything before and after the temporary repairs are made. If you need to hire a professional roofing company to tarp your roof, ensure that they take photos of the damaged area before installing the tarp. Mistake number 4, assuming everything will be covered. Many homeowners believe storm damage equals full coverage. Unfortunately, insurance policies don't work that way. Different losses may have different deductibles, depreciation rules, or exclusions. Roofs, siding, gutters, and interior damage can all be treated differently under the same policy. Some states are non-matching states, which means if one side of your siding is damaged, an exact match cannot be found but something close, the insurance company does not have to replace all the other sides, only the damaged side. This is where disappointment usually shows up for homeowners. How do you avoid this mistake? Read your policy, especially the sections on wind, hail, depreciation, and matching. If something doesn't make sense, ask questions early, not after the repairs begin. Mistake number 5, trying to handle the claim alone when you don't have to. This one surprises many people. You're allowed to ask for help. You're allowed to ask questions. You're allowed to understand what's happening with your claim. Too many homeowners feel they're being a bother or that they should just trust in the process. The process works better when the homeowner is educated and informed. How do you avoid this mistake? Educate yourself, keep records, ask questions, and don't be afraid to slow things down if anything feels unclear so you can be confident that the claim is being handled correctly. So to recap, storms are stressful enough. The financial fallout doesn't have to be devastating. Most of the costly mistakes homeowners make after a storm are avoidable with early documentation, clear communication, and a basic understanding of the process. Again, let's review the 5 most expensive mistakes that homeowners make after a severe storm. Mistake number 1, waiting too long to document the claim. Mistake number 2, letting the first person on your roof control the narrative. Mistake number 3, making temporary repairs the wrong way. Mistake number 4, assuming everything will be covered. And mistake number 5, trying to handle the claim alone when you don't have to. If today's episode can save you from even one of these mistakes, well, I've done my job. Here is a Happy Homeowners Hub Podcast disclaimer. The information provided in this podcast does not and is not meant to be considered professional or legal advice and should not be used without consulting a qualified professional. If you would like more information on navigating property claims, I have published a book available on Amazon.com called The Happy Homeowners Handbook for Navigating Property Claims, and I have a companion to that book called The Happy Homeowners Claim Documentation Booklet. For more information on these books and others, go to my website, happyhomeownershub.com. If you would like to receive my newsletter, which begins in March of 2026, just go to my website, happyhomeownershub.com, and fill out the Contact Us page and put the word newsletter in the message box. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Happy Homeowners Hub Podcast. My goal is to make your homeownership journey smoother, smarter, and way less stressful. If you've enjoyed these real-life examples and found value in this episode, Consider sharing it with a friend, coworker, or relative who might be interested, and be sure to follow me so you don't miss future episodes. I've got some great stories, tips, and occasional guest experts coming up in future episodes, so stay tuned. And remember, your home is your biggest investment. Be smart from the start. Thanks for listening. I am your host, Fred Turner, and I'll see you at the next episode. Have a blessed day. Goodbye.